What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna do a little bit of diagnosing on my MR2. What we're gonna do is actually do a leak down test on this engine. If you've never watched any of the videos, here's kind of a quick recap. I took this car to the track. I overheated it very, very badly, and I was afraid I blew the head gasket. So I did a compression test. Those numbers, I don't remember the exact numbers, but they all came back good. I also drained out the fluids, in particular the oil, just to see if there's any cross contamination. There did not seem to be any mixing between the coolant and the oil. The last thing I did was I checked the coolant to see if there's any exhaust fumes getting into it, and the test came back negative, so it didn't detect anything. I still find it really hard to believe I could overheat the car that bad and not have any issues. And I wanted to do a leak down test, but I never did one because I never had an air compressor until now. My brother and I just picked this up, although I got to give the credit to Jesus. We got this from Harbor Freight. It was actually on sale, so the compressor with the lines, and we got a vacuum bleeder with it, was 250 bucks, so pretty good deal overall. And the reason Jesus broke down and got it is we were actually bleeding the hydraulic lines for the clutch, and it was just such a pain because we always do it by hand, and we just got sick of it. So Jesus broke down and bought that, and it's coming in handy because now we can use it to do the leak down test. I am definitely not expecting perfection, but my big thing is when the cylinders are under pressure, I want to see if bubbles are actually coming out of the coolant, because if it is, that tells me that I have an issue with the head gasket. I actually already got the car up on jack stands. I took off the back wheel right here. I did that because I need access to the crank bolt pulley so I can turn the car over and get the cylinders up to top dead center. Other than that, all I got to do is pull out the cables and plugs, and when we can get to it. I do want to know, this is actually the first time I've ever done a leak down test, so if you guys got any tips, definitely put that down in the comment section below. Although based off of just what I've seen, I mean, it seems like it's a pretty straightforward thing. The hardest thing is just finding top dead center, but I'll just line up the marks on the crank pulley and then just go from there. The spark plugs have been in the car for quite some time. Yeah, they need to be changed out. This one has oil all over it. I'm gonna go ahead and guess though it's the valve cover leaking. It's only on this cylinder. There is some oil down there at the bottom of the hole there. The valve cover is leaking a little bit. That's something for another day. That's an easy enough job to get hammered out. Next, we're gonna hook up the leak down tester. So we're gonna pull this thing out. Before even hooking that up, what I wanna do is grab this. This is the hose. And then I'm gonna hook up the adapter, which in my case, I think it's the 12mm. My plan is to start on cylinder 1. It says 1 and 2, so that's 3 and then 4. I'm gonna put this into cylinder 1. Quick piece of advice, do your best to snug this down really well. I have had situations where this little attachment piece gets stuck in there and it's a pain to get out. I made sure to snug this down really well. Got it in there. I got the plug in, and something I realized is I didn't actually need an attachment on this one. So you can see there, right there, the hose actually just screwed in without any attachment. Cylinder 1, I'm gonna get it to top dead center. Even though I'm gonna be down there, I'll know I'm in the right place because I'll actually hear air coming out of here since it'll be obviously compressing. Hopefully you guys heard that, but it let a little bit of air out. Here's a quick glimpse of the crankshaft pulley, that little part that I marked white. That should be lined up with the 0 on the 5 SFE, and I believe that indicates top dead center, if I recall correctly. Hooking this up here. There you go, that's hooked up there. This one hooks up here. Pull to adjust, so I'm gonna pull this knob out. I'm gonna bring it up to 100 PSI. There you go. We're seeing a bit of a difference already. So I'll just bring it up, let's just say to 80 PSI. Okay, even though I keep bringing it up, it won't even come up anymore. That's the max it'll go. I don't know if it's an issue with this or not. I got this to go a little bit higher. I realized that I set the PSI setting on the air compressor too low, and that's why it wasn't going up. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera. There's whistling that you can hear, and it's actually coming from the intake. I was expecting the coolant to start bubbling, but as I'm kind of searching around for that noise, it's coming from over here, the intake portion. If anything, I was really expecting coolant to start coming out of here, but that's just one cylinder, so we're gonna move on to the next. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the other ones knocked out, and I started on cylinder 1. I happen to have a spare distributor here, and since the engine turns clockwise and this is on the opposite end, I'm assuming that next I should go to cylinder 3, and then cylinder 4, then 2. And if I'm wrong, I mean, I guess I'll find out when I go to cylinder 3 and it's not holding compression like I thought, so we'll get to it.
all
4 cylinders are done. The leakage was on the higher side, at least for cylinder 1 and 2. It was about 14 to 15% on both of those. And then for cylinder 3 and 8, the leakage was about 8%. I was expecting something that's signifying a blown head gasket. So considering everything I've done, I think the engine's okay. And I think I might actually do a track day with it this year. So I have to fix the oil seep and then a little bit of hammering of the wheel well for the front wheel so I can get full lock. And I think it would be good. I don't want to go to ORP again just because that's far and expensive. So like 200 bucks for a track day and then travel and stuff like that when I can go to PIR. I don't really like that track, but it's close and I could at least get some seat time over there. I'm actually hoping, I think July 24th, end of July, there's going to be a track day, and I'm going to actually really push so I can get the white MR2 ready for it. This is exciting. This is way better than I anticipated. Hey all, I forgot to record an outro. Just wanted to say thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video.